The suspect in the deadly attack at Devil's Den makes his first court appearance Friday morning. Andrew McGann was arrested for the crime Thursday and now faces capital murder charges. That's where we start today, as people want to know more about this tragedy that took the lives of a husband and wife who were hiking with their 2 daughters. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach tells us what we need to know about this case starting from the very beginning.
Medic Corps, circular first responders, stage for police, assault, possible stabbing, Devil's Den State Park.
It was Saturday, July 26th.
We're all sweeping the trail, me and I've got a maintenance person with me, interpreters with first aid kits trying to locate the family.
At 2:40, a call came into Washington County Dispatch from Devil's Den State Park. There were 2 bodies on a trail.
We responded to a call for service at the state parks. 2 young children were found and indicated that something had happened to their parents on the trail.
5 News was first on the scene, working to get information. 6 hours later, at 8:40 p.m., Arkansas State Police, or ASP, sent media a release confirming not only the murders, but also the manhunt that was underway for the killer. Some area residents we talked to in the days after were concerned and wanted to know what police were doing.
It very much concerns me, but I'm just hoping that they maybe have information that we don't know about, and hopefully there's some lead, if any lead, and hopefully they're able to, catch the person, whoever did this, because it's just crazy what's going on.
New information provided Thursday shows law enforcement from multiple agencies were fast to start tracking a suspect. A preliminary report even going into detail about a witness who told police they saw a man with blood on his face emerge from the trail and drive off in a black 4-door sedan.
I want to thank the public for providing images and videos from cell phones, home and business security footage that directly advanced this investigation. The information that was put out and the request for information back from the public directly resulted in this person being brought into custody.
On Sunday, state police identified the victims as 43-year-old Clinton David Brink and 41-year-old Kristen Amanda Brink. 5 News confirmed the couple recently moved to Prairie Grove. They were hiking with their 7- and 9-year-old daughters during the time of the attack, who are now staying with family. Family members released this statement we obtained through CNN. The family is asking for privacy during this very difficult time as they grieve and learn how to navigate this new reality. They ask that if anyone has any information at all that will help the investigation, to please contact the proper authorities immediately. Clinton and Kristen died heroes, protecting their little girls, and they deserve justice. They will forever live on in all of our hearts. Then on Tuesday, ASP released this photo of the potential suspect. On Wednesday evening, law enforcement said they found 28-year-old Andrew James McGann getting a haircut at Lupita's Beauty Salon in Springdale. 5 News talked to employee Adriana Ruiz, who says she had just started cutting McGann's hair when officers came in just before 5 p.m.
Something felt off about him. He looked pretty scary. He didn't look like he was okay.
Within hours of McGann's arrest, Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders joined Secretary of the Department of Public Safety, Colonel Mike Hager, and Secretary of the Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism, Shay Lewis, at the ASP Troop L headquarters in Lowell. Governor Sanders says this kind of violence has no place in Arkansas.
Nothing like that should ever take place. And for a family to have to go through and deal with that level of tragedy is something that no one should ever experience, and something that we never want to take place in our state.
ASP Major Stacy Rhodes says it does not appear McGann had a connection to the victims, and they continue to investigate his motive. She also shared some of McGann's history, saying he recently moved to Arkansas from Oklahoma and had gotten a job at a local school.
We're not going to talk about his motive right now. We're still exploring and determine exactly what that motive was. So it'd be a little premature for us to speak on that tonight. He just recently moved here and had gotten a job to work at a local school here.
We've also confirmed that McGann worked for the Louisville Independent School District in Texas. In a statement to 5 News, the district says McGann was a teacher at one of their elementary schools in the 2022 to 2023 school year and was placed on administrative leave following concerns about classroom management and behavior. And Broken Arrow Public Schools in Oklahoma confirmed in a statement to CBS affiliate KOTV that McGann was a teacher during the 2023 through 2024 school year. A second press conference held at 2 Thursday afternoon in Little Rock gave new details on the investigation, including the couple died from stab wounds. And Colonel Hager confirmed that DNA positively put McGann at the scene of the crime.
We do believe he acted alone. We have absolutely no reason to believe that there's anyone else involved, and we do not anticipate any future arrest or any other arrests beyond this suspect.
Colonel Hager asked the public to be sensitive to the grieving family, condemning misinformation on social media.
There's a family that's grieving. It's hard to express because I can't understand it, what they're going through. Misinformation hurts. Speculation hurts. When they read things, they're talking about things that are not factual, and it hurts. There's no place for that.
And he said the Brinks are remembered as
what a loving mother and father they were, loving husband and wife that they were towards each other. They absolutely protected those girls to their fullest extent, to the point that it cost them their lives. We're in awe of this mom and dad. We're also in awe of these girls. The information that they were able to provide to start us down this path, to be able to make this arrest, it all started with those 2 little girls. It's incredible.
Andrew McGann was appointed a public defender in order to remain in custody. The prosecuting attorney for Washington County asked for McGann to have no contact with the family. The next hearing is set for August 25th. Secretary Sheila Lewis says the trails on Devil's Den remain closed and they will take their time to reopen them. We will continue to follow this case and keep you updated on air and on 5 News Online. During Thursday's news conference, state police also urged the public to respect the privacy of the family of Clinton and Kristen Brink. They also asked people to consider the impact it could have on victims when they speculate about the case.
Please be sensitive to the fact that there's a family that's grieving. It's hard to express because I can't understand it, what they're going through. Misinformation hurts. Speculation hurts. When they read things, when we talked to them earlier today, they expressed that to us, that they're reading things in social media, they're reading things that are just simply not true. People are speculating, they're talking about things that are not factual, and it hurts.
A GoFundMe made to help the family has so far raised thousands of dollars to cover the funeral expenses. GoFundMe confirmed to 5 News the fundraiser, organized by Sherry Reed of Arizona, is verified. So if you'd like to help with those expenses, you can find a link to it on our website, 5newsonline.com. The attack Saturday has caused quite a few people to rethink how to stay safe while hiking on these trails. 5 News anchor Darren Bobb had a chance to visit with someone who has spent most of her life outdoors in Arkansas to get some hiking safety advice.
When I walk in on a hike or in the woods, I'm scanning, always scanning. And I always look at my feet, then I'm scanning, I'm looking for other people.
Tracy Shaw is known as the Arkansas Outdoors Woman. She spends a lot of time fishing, hunting, and hiking and teaching others how to do all that safely. She says one of the first things you need to do is make sure you know the trail.
Studying the area that you're going to go to is huge. Looking up the map, looking up trails.
As far as protecting yourself,
I always carry some type of pepper spray. There's a lot of people that do not feel comfortable with firearms. So pepper spray is great. Your walking stick can be used also as a weapon if, against other people. There's blow horns that you sometimes carry when you hike. So those really loud blow horns. are really good. Maybe other people around will hear it and think of it as a call for help.
One of the issues from over the weekend was barely any cell phone service inside Devil's Den. Shaw says don't let that keep you from taking your phone.
Your phone does have the SOS capability even without service. So a lot of people don't know that. You also can alert your phone in emergencies. It can contact your emergency contact people. So whether you have cell service or not, your phone is great.
Bottom line, Shaw says just be prepared for anything.
At least when there is an accident or something happens, then you are prepared. You always prepare for what could happen.
The death of a Charleston man in Lavaca a few weeks ago will be investigated by a special prosecutor. Sebastian County prosecuting attorney Daniel Shue has asked for the special prosecutor to take over the case. A witness says he and Brad Jones were visiting a home to discuss money owed from a previous job where Jones was then shot and killed. Shue says the case requires a new prosecutor because of conflicts of interest that exist with people involved. His death left the Charleston community shaken, and many are asking why no arrests have been made. And what 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer found out this week, the new prosecutor on the case says there's a reason for that, and it comes down to doing things the right way.
In a press release, Daniel Shue wrote, "The father of the person who caused the harm is a former Sebastian County Sheriff's deputy, and the brother of the person who caused the harm is a former Lavaca police officer and 12th Judicial Drug Task Force officer." He also said the man who was killed, Brad Jones, had been doing work for a deputy prosecuting attorney. Now, the case has been handed to the 14th Judicial District Prosecutor, David Etheridge.
I treat this case just like it's any other case would be in my district. Which means I'm going to evaluate the evidence and the facts and make a determination of whether or not I believe that there is a crime that's been committed. And not just that, do I believe it's a crime that's been committed that I believe ethically that I'm able to prosecute and get a conviction of.
Etheridge says he's expecting the case file by the end of the week. Still, over 3 weeks have passed since Brad Jones was shot and killed, and many are wondering why no one's been arrested.
I think the reason is what we're talking about right now is there's not a prosecutor to look at it and make a decision. Is this a case that can be prosecuted?
He explained there's questions that still need to be answered.
Arkansas is a unique state. We are very much believing protecting individual rights, whether that be we have a stand your ground situation. Is it a situation where this was self-defense? Was there justifiable use of force? Was the force used not justifiable? And I think those are all factors everyone's trying to make sure have been viewed appropriately based on the facts that are available to us right now.
A suspect was not named in the press release. Eldridge says his next steps are getting that case file, coming to Sebastian County and meeting with officers, as well as visiting the scene and looking at evidence. He's asking everyone to be patient as he works to make the right decision. Josh Duggar is asking a federal judge to overturn his conviction of possessing child sexual assault material. Duggar was convicted by a jury in 2022 and is serving a 12.5-year prison sentence. He has already appealed once, but the conviction was affirmed by an appeals court. In a 54-page motion, Duggar accuses investigators of knowingly withholding evidence from his defense team. He also claims testimony during the trial was false or unsubstantiated. A jury found a Fateville man guilty for capital murder Tuesday and sentenced him to life in prison. Kayvon Jarrett was found guilty for the killing of 28-year-old Ed Swan outside of a McDonald's on College Avenue in Fayetteville. His trial lasted 2 days at the Washington County Courthouse. Jarrett will not be eligible for parole and will serve his life sentence in the Arkansas Department of Corrections. You can read the full details of the case on our website, 5newsonline.com. A search is underway in Salsa, Oklahoma for a suspect wanted in connection to a shooting. 5 News' Laura Castleman was in Salsa Monday with the details police are sharing.
Sallisaw police say that they were called to this home on North Maple yesterday with reports of a shooting, and now they are looking for 63-year-old suspect Todd Smith. They say Smith is wanted on multiple charges, including assault with a deadly weapon. Officers say one victim was found shot. They were treated and released from an area hospital. We are told officers executed a search warrant at Smith's residence, but he was not there. The community is urged to remain vigilant, and if you know of his whereabouts, to contact the Sallisaw Police Department. In Sallisaw, covering news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.
The search for a missing Camden, Arkansas teen has now turned into a homicide investigation. Police say 18-year-old Braden Robertson vanished after an altercation with 3 people at a park last Thursday. All 3 suspects have been arrested, one in Union County, the others in Louisiana. The case is now being handled by the Wichita County Sheriff's Office. The FBI is teaming up with Conway Police and U.S. Marshals looking for Kamari Johnson, seen right here. He's wanted in a deadly mass shooting on 5th Avenue back in April. He's facing capital murder, attempted murder, and terrorism charges. There's a $10,000 reward for information that leads to his arrest. Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin says that he sent a letter asking Congress to stop the shipment of abortion pills to the state. Griffin was joined by 15 other attorneys general as part of a multi-state letter that was issued to Congress. His office says that the letter asked lawmakers to preempt pro-abortion state shield laws that attempt to protect those that ship abortion pills to states where abortion is illegal. In a press release, Griffin put a spotlight on the medication, which he claims was being shipped illegally into the state and has caused a problem.
A lot of states are passing. If they would basically step in and have one federal law that would stop that and allow the states to individually enforce their own laws without interference from other states.
His office says that they've sent 4 cease and desist letters to companies. 3 cease and desists were sent to a domain registry and a 4th was sent to a domain host. In case you've missed it, a federal judge has put the brakes on Arkansas's new law targeting pharmacy benefit managers. Act 624 was set to take effect in 2026, and it would have barred companies like CVS from both managing drug benefits and operating pharmacies. CVS sued, saying that the law was unconstitutional and warned it would shut down 23 Arkansas locations. A judge has now issued a preliminary injunction temporarily blocking the law's implementation. The Fayetteville City Council could be experiencing a change in the way it holds meetings following a new state law, forcing Fayetteville to end the option of virtual city council attendance. The council is expected to repeal its rule, allowing members to attend meetings virtually following a new state law that prohibits remote participation. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach has more on what this could mean for council members.
Post-COVID, a lot of governing bodies decided to meet remotely through Zoom or Teams or otherwise, and we adopted a rule that allowed our city council members to Zoom in. They could vote, they could participate in meetings, they could speak, and so we've had that in place for a long time.
According to Senior Assistant City Attorney Blake Pennington, this is how the council has been conducting business for nearly 5 years. But
earlier this year, the General Assembly passed a law that said that governing bodies of cities, counties, and schools had to meet in person.
That law is Act 505, a 2025 amendment to Arkansas's Freedom of Information Act. Starting August 4th, members of governing bodies must be physically present to be counted for quorum or to vote, unless there is a declared emergency. However, the law does not affect the public.
The general public will still have an opportunity to call in and participate remotely, so that option will not be going away.
Pennington says this change could be inconvenient for some council members.
Some of them have children, people have health concerns at times, and this is going to place a greater burden on them to have to be here every single meeting to participate.
He says some council members hope this isn't permanent.
There have been a couple who've expressed some frustration and disappointment that this is the direction the General Assembly went. And I think there's a lot of hope that the state legislature will take a look at this when they meet again in 2 years and maybe make some changes that allow for some flexibility.
The proposed change is on the consent portion of the meeting agenda for Tuesday. The Arkansas Department of Transportation has projects across the state underway that will change the way the highways look, all in an effort to improve highway and interstate safety. ARDOT crews are putting cable median barriers along hundreds of miles all over the natural state, including I-49 from Alma all the way up through Fayetteville. 5 News reporter Kayla Davis spoke with an ARDOT representative Wednesday about what drivers can expect.
Cable median barriers are barriers in the median of a divided highway. They're meant to stop vehicles that veer off of the road from driving into oncoming traffic. ARDOT says a recent study has determined specific highways and interstates that are in need of a safety upgrade.
We looked at things like how wide is the median, what is the rate of speed on that roadway, what is the average daily traffic that we're seeing, and then what are the number of crashes that we're seeing on that particular roadway.
That includes I-49.
I-49 will see cable median barriers installed from Alma all the way up through Fateville.
With $53 million in federal safety funding, ARDOT says installing cable barriers is meant to be more cost-effective and less deadly than concrete barriers.
When a vehicle is driving down a divided highway or interstate and they depart the roadway and cross into oncoming traffic, they are traveling at high rates of speed, and then it's often a head-on collision. Those are the most dangerous types of crashes that we see, and oftentimes the most fatal. And so these cable median barriers are proven to significantly reduce those types of crashes and increase safety on roadways.
ARDOT says construction is already underway. It should wrap up by the end of August. Drivers can expect lane closures in areas where crews are working. Another major economic development project is underway in Little Rock, one that's expected to bring more than 1,000 new jobs and a big boost to the local economy. Amazon broke ground on a 930,000 square foot inbound cross-dock facility at the Port of Little Rock. Officials say the state-of-the-art building will become a key part of Amazon's logistics network, processing inventory before it's shipped to fulfillment centers across the country.
This ceremonial groundbreaking represents a true milestone in Amazon's expansion in the Little Rock community, and it strengthens our commitment to Arkansas. The positive business environment, the steadfast support we have received here has been instrumental in our growth.
Amazon already employs over 4,000 people in the state. Local leaders say this latest investment will further cement Little Rock as a hub where road, rail, river, and runway all meet. The company just purchased 17 acres in Fort Smith with the intent of opening a last-mile facility that will serve as the final step of delivery to customers. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders helped cut the ribbon Monday on the new school serving Arkansas children with special needs. It's a new Easter Seals campus in the state capitol. The governor says this expansion is personal, not just as a policymaker, but as a mom of 3 school-aged kids. During Monday's ribbon cutting, the governor shared how meeting families that benefit from this school helped inspire her to fully fund this project.
It's what transformational education reform looks like, and I'm proud to be leading a state who has made that a priority, because it's not just a good talking point, it's something that will actually transform lives and change our state.
The new school will open up in just a couple of weeks on August 13th, marking what the governor says will be a, quote, life-changing day for dozens of Arkansas families. Garfield Scholars Academy is buzzing with activity as volunteers help get the newly donated school building ready for the upcoming year. 5 News' Laura Castleman toured the building and talked to the couple behind this donation.
We've had to share a building, and so now it'll be our own, and we're really excited about that.
Garfield Scholars Academy students did their learning inside the First Baptist Church of Garfield in 2024.
Every Friday afternoon, we would break down the classrooms, and then we'd set up again on Monday mornings, just out of respect for them, so they could have their building back on the weekends, and we won't have to do that now.
But the church learned it would have to make costly fire safety upgrades to keep the academy in the building. When Dorothy and Stanley Williams heard about the news, they made a decision that would change the school's future.
And we had decided we were going to have to find another option for school. And that very same day, Mr. and Mrs. Williams approached the foundation about purchasing the building for us.
Well, I went to school here. Brother went to school here, and all my family went to school here.
Dorothy started school here in the 1940s and began teaching at the age of 15.
I was born and raised here, and I went to school, got my schooling, and I just love to work with the kids.
Dorothy's husband Stanley says they just wanted to help the community.
We thought it would be a good thing for the community to have a school, and they had some young people
just really interested in taking this school on the higher sites.
And having bustling halls will help keep their memories alive.
We had one daughter, and she was born in 1963. She died in 81. And she went to school here. And it's very important to us to see young people get an opportunity to go to school in this building. And I think that as time goes on, the people that's got it now, and they're going to take it back higher.
The school is already filled with volunteers and kids getting ready for the school year.
We had people come in starting Wednesday and they helped clean, which was amazing. We have people in the community donating paint, donating their time. They're reaching out to us. They want to help in any way possible.
The move also gives the Academy new opportunities to serve families in more ways.
We can expand some of our programs to after-school care, which we're really excited about. We could have after-school clubs. We plan to start school on August the 20th, and we've got a lot of work to do.
In Garfield, covering news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.
All right, now listen to this. A Rogers High School student has achieved a challenging feat, a perfect ACT score. He now has plans on turning his passion for academics into a mission to help others succeed. Once again, here's 5 News reporter Laura Castleman with this story.
May take a try or two.
I wasn't terribly surprised when he did very well because he's always done exceptionally well academically.
Sarah and Rand Waddups are the proud parents of Rob, who achieved a perfect score on the ACT.
Rob is a remarkable kid, and getting a 36, we were incredibly proud of him. I think I'm just as proud, if not more proud, that he's such a good person.
They say they couldn't really expect anything else from Rob, except
They might expect me to do a few more dishes day-to-day life.
There you go. That's one thing we would expect more. Good call. That's true.
But Rob's time doing the dishes might be limited, as he makes plans to help other students do their best.
I want to be able to teach more kids who generally don't get access to the advice and things that I was able to have. Being able to tutor kids who wouldn't otherwise get the opportunity to be taught and just provide that service for people.
One of Rob's biggest takeaways is test taking is all about confidence.
I'll admit it's not a fun way to spend a Saturday morning, but it is worth it to gain experience and to gain understanding of what kinds of questions they like to ask. And that's been really, really helpful for me in increasing my score over time.
Although he might have gotten a perfect score, he did not get every single question correct.
It just means that you're in the top, I believe it's like 0.2 percentile of all people who took that test. I think I missed a handful of questions. I mean, you've heard a million things, but just it doesn't determine your whole future, but being confident and calm will get you those opportunities.
In Rogers, covering news where you live, Laura Castleman, 5 News.
Thank you for watching the 5 News Plus Weekend Wrap. While you're here on 5 News Plus, you can check out our latest newscasts and weather impact forecasts on demand, along with other original content from the 5 News team. Have a great weekend.